So we're going to play a very silly game called Electric Bastionland, which is part of the OSR, the Old School Revival, Old School Retrieval, Old School Retrograde, whatever the R is actually for. Probably Revival, so we'll go with that. And in this little game, what you've got is you've got a band of treasure hunters with a huge debt out to find some cash. So I went to people who I know who are good at playing people in huge amounts of debt.
You should see my mortgage.
I dread to even think. So what we're going to do, we're going to create some characters. So Electric Bastionland is one of those weird settings. That's why I picked it, because it's just so odd. It's about the city of Bastion. Bastion is the city. It's the only one. There are no others. Outside of Bastion, you've got deep country, which is just everywhere outside of the city. And then under the city, you've got the underground, where machines run everything. And then aliens are also here. So it's a mishmash of weird fantasy, tiny bits of sci-fi, cosmic horror. It's got a strong Neil Gaiman Neverwhere kind of vibe to it, with strong hints of sort of electropunk rather than steampunk, because it's got electric in the title, because electricity is the thing that defines Bastion now. Everybody starts with a character who has 3 stats: strength, dexterity and charisma. So we're going to start off by rolling those, and it's 3d6 for each stat. So let's see what we get on them to start off with. So Simon, have you got 3 stats?
I have strength of 13, I have dexterity of 9, and I have charisma of 15.
Ooh, get you.
Nice.
Dan, what about you?
I'm just rolling mine now.
Okay. Aaron?
I've got a strength of 13, a dexterity of 13, and a charisma of 10. Pretty average Joe.
Yeah.
See, now Simon said to me that the Google Dice Roller only rolls once. He is mistaken, because I have got
Rolls
14 strength, 11 dex, and 14 charisma. So,
All you've got to do is disable the Rog roll, and it's all good.
Yeah, I saw a little button that said "Turn off Roger rolling."
Rookie mistake. Who plays with the Roger mod still on? All right, so
Sorry, can I lose a point of my strength to be the tallest person here?
We'll just let you be the tallest. You keep
You
your
could
strength.
just be the tallest person.
Yeah.
You could just be the
Okay.
tallest person.
there you go. Looks like you're the tallest, Simon. Now, okay, you got a choice to make here. This is a little house ruley moment. It's possible for you to have a lackey if you want. You can create a lackey to follow you around and do your bidding if you wish. However, in order to have a lackey, you will have to forego the other choice that you get to make. You got a failed career. The failed career can be established in one of 2 ways. You can either roll a D100, or you can work it out from your highest and lowest ability scores combined on a table that I've got. If you choose a lackey, you only get one of those methods. Or
I'm not going to have a lackey. No.
you don't want to have a lackey.
I don't want a lackey.
I don't want
Oh, I
to
thought Simon would definitely have a lackey.
No lackeys.
No,
Okay,
no.
so let's
See,
start
I'm
with Simon.
taller than
Simon,
you,
what's your
yeah.
highest ability score?
My highest ability score is 15.
And what's your lowest ability score?
9.
A 9. That takes us to career number 61, which is quite a long way in. Which is a council runner. So your character is a failed council runner. There are so many councils in the town that they need runners to get information back and forth. You no longer work for them, your time is finished. It was once a position of power. You get, for free, some running shoes and a letter opener, which does D6 damage.
Pretty nice letter opener.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you get to roll a d6 to learn the best thing you learned during your time as a runner.
3.
3. You learned the skip stride technique. It looks ridiculous, but when you use it, you can easily outrun the others in your group. So if you run like an idiot, you can outrun everybody else.
I now imagine a giant tall guy running like Phoebe from Friends.
It's got strong Ministry of Silly Walks vibe. What did you steal that got you fired? Roll another d6. Please get a 6.
6.
A big furry caterpillar. It is both harmless and stupid, but it really likes you.
Will it die if I do d6 damage to it?
Yes.
Okay, I'll just take that off my character.
You never know, it might come in handy.
Does it taste nice on a skewer?
Probably not to you,
Okay.
but desperate times. All right, or you can roll a d100 and see what you get instead.
I've written it all down now. I'm not going to go through that again.
All right, Dan, highest and lowest stats.
14 and 11.
14 and 11. 53. Ooh. You are a practicing chemist.
Oh, okay.
Or you were a practicing chemist. A truly modern profession, and you're almost qualified to do it. Now, this is important because Dan is the youngest, which means that the group's debt is owed to his sweeps union. Which means you were all strictly forbidden from going onto a rooftop until the debt is paid. They have eyes everywhere.
Well, now I have this image of Dick Van Dyke hunting us down.
Yeah. Now, Dan, you get a long knife, which does d6, a big flask, and a test tube. Just the one.
Just one test tube. Is it made of glass or plastic?
Glass. I don't think there is plastic in Bastionland.
But it lasts for hundreds of years.
But the good news is there's something in both of them.
Oh yeah, we just don't know what it is, right?
Well, we do know, but you have to roll a d6 to find out.
Oh, okay, right.
What's in the big flask?
What's in the big flask? We roll a d6, and we get a 4.
Which is endo fluid.
Oh, God,
Endo fluid is a white slime that extinguishes anything up to a house fire.
Endo fluid flask.
You've got a fire extinguisher, basically.
And that could come in handy if one of us catch fire.
It could. And what's in the test tube?
And in the test tube, we have a 5.
Some truth serum. 1 dose. For the next minute, the subject cannot knowingly lie, but is under no obligation to speak the truth.
Oh. Okay, so I've got fire extinguisher flask.
And truth serum,
Truth serum.
which is pretty cool.
Hey, it's pretty cool.
It is indeed.
Aaron, what's your highest and lowest abilities?
13 and a 10.
13 and a 10. 42. You are a rural or you were a rural tax collector.
Can I roll a D100 and see what the other choice is?
You can.
I wouldn't want to be a tax collector.
Yeah, I was like, that sounds horrible. A 44.
The alternative for you then is an associated burglar.
Much better.
I'll go with associated burglar.
Associated
That sounds
burglar.
better.
Okay, which means you used to burgle only sanctioned properties.
Of course. You got to only steal from the people you're authorized to steal from,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. You get a bow pistol, like a hand crossbow, which is D6 damage,
Cool.
but looks cool as. And then we need to work out what your choice of burglary equipment and your type of building that you targeted.
It's a D6,
I
right?
It is.
I got a 6.
You get a burglar's shotgun. Wow. Which does a D6 damage plus D6 at point blank range and is silent.
Oh, that's
How's
cool.
it? That's amazing. A silent shotgun.
Yeah, it's a burglar's shotgun.
You gotta love that. And
And the type of building you targeted was
A 4.
hospitals. So you also have a stethoscope.
You disgusting man, you.
I've got problems. I've got serious issues.
You robbed hospitals with a shotgun.
That's just wrong. We'll have to figure that out.
So as you can see already, this is quite a silly game. Right, now, where does that leave us? Yep, that's your characters. Oh, you get hit points as well. You start with D6 hit points.
This could be bad.
Hey, I rolled a 6.
Ooh,
See,
6 hit
Simon.
points.
See, Simon, this is great.
3.
3 hit points.
4.
4 hit points. And you also get D6 new pounds in loose change.
1.
5.
It specifies that this is enough for a sandwich of varying quality.
I get a good sandwich with my £6.
Yeah. Simon, you get one of those old British rail sandwiches with the thinnest slice of meat in the wettest piece of bread.
No, I just like Casper.
And then, as we said, the youngest player's failed career is who you owe your debt of £10,000 to. So you owe a debt of £10,000 to the Sweeps Guild.
Jiminy, Jiminy, Jim.
If they catch you on the rooftops, they're going to get you.
Man, they're not so cheerful anymore, are they?
Davan with those broomsticks, I tell you. Right, and then we go. We're off. So we have a rival as well. I better roll a D100 to see what your rival's job is. Forgot to do that. Oh, that's not good. 93. An underground weirdo.
Oh, man. That sounds like fun.
I can't believe I'm playing myself. Now, what's odd about this person? Let's see.
You want me to start?
They have a tiny second head. And they like music. And play the glockenspiel.
There's a tiny second head go, Quaid!
Right, now, you can't afford to spend anything because the cheapest thing costs £10.
You could combine.
Unless you
money
choose
buy
to
one thing.
combine your income, in which case you could afford a crude melee weapon between you.
Not too bad for melee weapons, they really are.
But you
I
should
think
all
I'm
have
all right.
a melee weapon.
Yeah, I think so.
Or a shotgun.
I got my handy hand crossbow and a very nice silent shotgun that I like to call shh.
Right, now because you're in over your heads with such an outrageously high amount of debt, you find yourself having to take desperate jobs in search of treasure wherever you can find them. And as luck would have it, one of your friends,
I don't have any friends.
well, I say friends in the loosest possible sense, one of your contacts knows a man who needs something. And so you've been shoved and directed and moved around the city until the three of you are stood outside the back of Pierre's. Pierre is a tailor. Word on the street is his name's actually Pete, but he goes by Pierre and affects a very strong accent in an attempt to sound more cultured. And it's worked out for him, for old Pierre, because he is the tailor to the Duchess of Colar-Fefer.
Not Calar for fair.
Colar-Fefer.
Who's Calafa Fair?
She's a duchess. Deep country. Big landed gentry. So his shop out front is very precise and fine looking, with a wood panelled finish and an electric light sign that goes bzz, bzz, bzz. But around the back where you're stuck, it's a grimy, dirty little alley with water running down the gutters, rats just kind of sitting on things looking at you. One of them's definitely eyeing up your caterpillar.
Not having my caterpillar. Oh, did you get much money for a rat?
Probably not a lot.
What, more than a caterpillar?
Yeah, more than a caterpillar. And, the
right.
Rat Catchers Guild would be interested in you poaching on their territory.
Oh, okay. I'm going to give Felix the look, and I'm going to lower my caterpillar so it's in range to see if the rat makes a solid move towards my caterpillar.
Well, the
Oh,
rat...
come on now, Dennis. You know the taxes we have to pay to the Rat Catchers Guild for catching a rat without a medallion is more than the rat's worth. We're just go further in debt.
Well, there's a reason I'm in debt.
The rat does sort of side-eye you.
Yeah. All right. I'll pick me caterpillar back up again. Sling it back over my shoulder.
And as you're doing that, the back door opens to the tailor's shop. It leads you into a little workroom. Excuse me for my flushed and ruddy appearance tonight. I've been hay fevering all day. I'm not jolly. I'm snotty. Leads you into the back of the...
We should all have been Seven Dwarf characters, shouldn't we? Never mind. It's too late now.
Leads you into the back of the tailor's shop. And in the tailor's shop, you've got this little workroom, and there's about 4 urchins in there, and they're all stitching away right up close to things with a little candle. The sort of lead urchin, who probably goes by the title of junior under apprentice, 3rd class. Here, are you the geezers for the treasure?
What look like a geezer under apprentice? I'm Slippery Fearless Feel.
Right.
And yeah, we're here for the treasure.
Okay, good. You're the geezers for the treasure then. All right. Look, Pierre's all in a tiz, right? Because he really needs this stuff. Okay, so there's money in it for you.
How much?
Well,
Yeah, how much is old Pete going to be throwing our way?
Oh, don't call him that. Don't call him that, or he'll make it less. But look, I reckon you can get him up to $1,000. He's going to start at 500. Yeah. So if you start at 15, you'll get him up. All right. And the boy pokes his head out, says something into the room that's like wom, 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 to where you are. Voices inside the room come back to you. Wom, 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 wom. He said, right, we're going upstairs. And he leads you up this little rickety staircase into a poor man's attempt at a drawing room. Now, the fabric in there is gorgeous. It's beautiful. The curtains, the drapes, the walls are actually hung all the way round with curtains, and they are very well done. Pierre has done the best he could with the skills he has. So it's like being in a tent more than a room. The tables have been reconditioned. You can see the wax marks in them, where the cracks and gaps where they've been thrown out and then redone by other people. Is that right? He's going to offer you coffee. Drink it, smile, don't drink the bit at the bottom. All right, I'm going to go and get it. Good, best of luck. Don't get arsey with him. Start at 15 and go down, yeah? And then a few minutes later, a gentleman bursts in through the door, clearly wearing a wig which is waxed onto his head by this little cowlick at the side, and he has a little moustache that curls around in these perfect little circles. Hello, I'm Pierre. Are you the adventurers here to undertake my mission?
Yes.
Excellent,
Yeah,
excellent.
Like Dennis said.
Bravo. Let us have some coffee. It
Do you have
is
any tea?
No, no. I have coffee. It is a rare delicacy. You will enjoy it. It's
Well,
very
much
nice.
appreciated there, Pierre.
That is right. I am Pierre. You probably have heard of me. I am a renowned tailor, and I am currently in service to the Duchess of Colar-Fefer.
That's a mouthful.
I know, but her husband has died, and it is vital that I...
Oh, has he?
Yes. I would not get your hopes up. I think the
Hey,
lady is quite sweet on me already.
Sure, Pierre. I'll bet.
But it is vital that for the lady I procure the rarest of fabrics. Here is the coffee. And that urchin comes back in with a tray with some coffees on. Puts them down. Okay. Here you go, Gov. I told you to not call me Gov. Master will do, or Monsieur. All right, Gov. Oh, away with you, boy.
Are there any plants near me?
There is a small pot plant just next to you.
While he's telling him off, I quickly pour my coffee into the pot.
You notice as you're doing that there's a little brown spot on some of the stones in the plant pot, and the plant on that side looks decidedly wilted.
I shall step forward and say, Je m'appelle Dennis Oud, but my friends call me Dude.
This is our first Simon of the evening.
And I shall bow and flourish.
You are a man of culture and sophistication.
While Dude is distracting him with his bow, I do a little sleight of hand and swap Dodgy Dave's coffee cup with my own, so he's got a full coffee again.
Another coffee goes in the bench.
Right, Dan, I'm going to ask you to make a dex save. So you roll a d20 and get less than your dex.
Okay. No, I did not. I rolled a 19 and my dex is only 11.
Oh, what are you doing? No!
Oh my god, I fell over. Oh no. I'm really sorry.
You poor man. The coffee grinds do not go to the plant until after you have drunk it. You foolish boy.
I slipped on the arm of his chair. It's really slippery. What is this? Is this upholstered? Is this wax?
No, it's not wax. It's upholstered.
Oh. Well, it was slippery.
All right, to business then. If you are not cultured enough to enjoy my coffee.
I will enjoy the coffee, making sure that I do not drink the last, 3/4 of an inch.
It is very bitter, very strong. And the last 3/4 of an inch, as predicted, is really quite sludgy.
Okay.
Army coffee.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
So to business then. You are adventurers, and I am in need of your service in order to go for me and procure
The rarest of fabrics.
dangerous and slightly illegal fabric. You see, before his death, the Duke of Colar-Fefer was very outspoken against certain types of fabric. He believes they were decadent and sinful, and that they brought out the worst in people. It is for his funeral. The Duchess has requested that I make for her a gown of night sweet gossamer. You know it, yes?
Oh, I've heard of it.
Yes, well, it is very, very rare, very, very valuable, and it is only available in one place, the Weavery place. That is what it's called. It's called the Weavery place. Some people say the Weavery, some people say the weaving place, but it is the Weavery place is where it is. It is on the outskirts of the underground, so there are many machines. It is not safe for my children to go down there to fetch this fabric, because of course it is also illegal. So it needs to be fetched with the ultimate indiscretion and sophistication. And if you are able to find for me this bolt of night sweet gossamer, I am happy to pay you 500 new pounds.
Come on now. There, Pierre, you're hiring professionals. I used to have an associated burglar's medallion before I lost it. God damn those tax men. I say
yes.
1,500. 1,500 and you got yourself a crew.
15 is outrageous. That would be 500 each.
I thought you meant 500 each.
That's what
I
I
did
did.
not
I'm
mean
afraid,
500
mate. I thought
each.
that's
I
what you
meant
meant.
500 altogether. All right, very well. 600 for the
how
three
can
of you.
you-
That is 200 pounds each.
600? Let's go this way. Let's go 1,700 and we'll call it good.
But 1,700 is more than 1,500.
I think you've worked out our negotiating tactic.
You need us. We would like your money, but, you know.
You drive an hard bargain. Very well. Quote for me a reasonable sum that you think this job would be worth. None of this negotiating fiddle-faddle.
What do you think, dude? What do you think, Dodgy Dave?
1,200. Go with 1,200. That splits down pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, you
Like
see, we've
three
got to
ways.
get a nice even split as well, because
Got to be even.
otherwise there'll be
See?
some arguments about who gets the extra pound. And
See, 900's not enough. 1,000 doesn't go. You know, can't do that three ways. 1,100 don't work. It's got to be 12.
They're right,
hasn't it?
Pierre. They're right, Pierre. 12. It's got to be 12.
1,200 is more than I have to hand. I do not have this in liquid finance at this stage.
How
However, I will offer you an alternative. 900 new pounds, and for each of you a suit of clothes that I will make for you gratis, free, on my own
All right.
time.
Let's go 1,000 and three and a new suit for each of us.
1,050, because we can split that. You see,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
350 each.
All right, 1,050 and a jacket. That is my final offer.
I'm okay with the jacket.
Deal.
Yeah,
'Cause
you
I
got yourself a deal there,
Yeah.
Pierre.
You
Nice
are
answer.
astute businessman. Given
I shall
the-
give Pierre a strong handshake.
Oh, and so manly also. This
It's
must be
true.
from your adventuring lifestyle, no?
Hey, Pierre, you better watch out. His caterpillar's lively.
Well, I've heard you said about the adventuring type before. But that is not the way that my ruler rumbles, if you understand my meaning.
So I'm assuming you have some kind of a hint as to where we might locate this night suite. I can't read my writing.
Not sweet
Gossamer.
gossamer.
Gossamer. I'm right.
Come on, Dennis, say it with some flair. Not with Gossamer.
Gossamer.
Very
Yes,
good,
a
very
man.
good. You are a man of culture, after all. The Nights with Gossamer can be found in the Weavery Place. Now, the Weavery Place is an hub of automation brought together like an amalgamation of the looms and the weavers and the carpetbaggers and such things as this. So, if you find the Weavery Place, which I believe you can get to by traveling on the underground train line, and then you get off at the station with the spider, and then you go down the tunnel. Do not get run over by the train. That would be bad. Down the tunnel, and then there are stairs. You go down the stairs, and then things will get strange, as they do sometimes in the underground. And then you will be there in the Weavery. Well, you should watch out for the electrical spider.
What, like a real spider?
No, not a real spider, an electrical spider. Much bigger and electrical.
A machine spider?
Yes.
Dodgy Dave, do you think we're going to have enough capital to get on the underground?
Well, now there's an electrical spider, we need to consider some upfront payment, I think, because quite frankly, I don't want to die and not be able to enjoy my money.
We might need some tools for the job.
I understand. Very well. Let us say then I will pay you upfront 150.
That sounds fair. 50 each for my bits and pieces.
Good. You are reasonable also. So, yes, 150 I will fetch for you now. And he goes back out again.
I think we did pretty well there, boys.
Well,
Yeah.
let's hold our breath until we have to deal with that mechanical spider.
I don't
Yeah,
have to deal
but
with a
let's
mechanical
face it.
spider.
If we can drop 700 off of that 10 grand debt you got there, Dodgy Dave, we'll be
Hey, hang on a minute. It's not just my debt.
I know.
Don't forget that, Slippery.
Well, all right. Just because the only reason I'm associated with this is because as soon as I lost my burglar's medallion, I got put in the debtor's lottery and got picked with your number. So yeah, we're friends now, but I inherited your debt.
Well, that's just the way it goes sometimes.
I know. Goddamn bureaucracy.
Well, don't worry. Look, once I get back to being a proper chemist, I'll make you some good stuff. All right? Don't you worry. I'll have you sorted, Felix.
I like to dodge.
I wonder how you made this caterpillar so big.
Well, you don't want to know. I was testing something. It was supposed to make other caterpillars big. If you catch my meaning.
Yeah.
All right, so he comes back in a moment later, and he's got a wad of cash in his hand, and it's more cash than you've seen in months. So many mediocre quality sandwiches just in that one hand. And he counts out £5 notes, 10 £5 notes for each of you. I trust this will seal our deals, and gentlemen. In the meantime, I wish you the best of luck. Now, please, it is important that you get this back to me within the week.
Oh yeah, we'll have it done before then.
Oh, good. The funeral for the Duke cannot be postponed much longer than that. He will begin to smell. And the Duchess is very keen to wear that sweet gossamer in memory of a man who hated it.
I assumed that was the deal. All right, we're out of here, Pierre. Thanks for the coffee.
That is not a problem. You should also not worry too much about the anarchists who hated the Duke. I doubt they are even aware that this mission is taking place. Farewell.
Hey, did you actually file your paperwork stating you were going to hire non-associated burglars for an undisclosed theft?
You have 150 already. Do not try to shake me down for more money. Adieu.
No, I'm just saying,
Clunk.
if you did, God damn. Those anarchists probably know all about us. I mean, because if he filed his paperwork, and he seems like the kind of stickler would file paperwork, I'm sure they probably filed a writ to know what he was doing. So we better be ready.
Those damn anarchists and their freedom of information requests.
I know. Now, thank God we got Dude with us. Him and his caterpillar can take care of just about anything.
He can eat everything and just go straight through it.
Is it a very hungry caterpillar?
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, I mean, it's currently trying to slurp through the bottom of a coffee cup.
It's kind of vibrating slightly now.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the plan then, gang? You've got your mission?
The first tobacconist and buy a single roll-up. That's literally the first thing my cat.
You go into tobacco and you want to buy a single. You want one roll-up. He's a Welsh
Well,
tobacconist for some reason.
Yeah. I mean, and
Denominationally, that is.
Yeah, I've not been able to afford more than one for quite a while, so I'm like,
one roll-up.
And I'm not going to smoke it. I'm going to save it for. It's like my last cigarette in case everything goes completely wrong.
That makes me very sad to hear, but all right, I will sell you a roll-up.
Cool. I don't know how much that costs. I've also got his £5 notes. No, yes, £5 notes or a single pound.
Well, give me the single pound then, because for £5 I'll sell you a whole bloody bag of tobacco.
No, just yeah. No, that's fine. I'll give him £1.
Good lad. Well, enjoy it. If you can, and you don't die before you smoke it.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Is there anything else you want to go and get other than one dog-eared roll-up?
Felix is ready to head down into the
He could have had a
into
cigar.
the tunnels.
You see, right? You see that roll-up will come in very handy.
I'm sure it will, because I've met you before.
Yeah, I know that it's going to come up again later.
It's probably going to start the fire that you have to use your flask to put out. So you're heading down into the underground then?
Yep.
Right. Now, as near as you know, there are no stations that have got pictures of spiders as their name. So, first thing you're going to have to think about is how you're going to find the spider station.
There's only gangs or anything that affiliate themselves as spiders.
Oh yeah, dozens. There's gangs all over the place that affiliate themselves with spiders.
But are any based out of a station?
No, they're not.
Is there a train station called the Spider Station?
I see you thinking, but
I'm
no,
just gonna
there
go
is
straight
not.
there.
What there is, though, is stood outside of the nearest underground station, wearing what looks to be almost like a cinema uniform version of an underground uniform, is a teddy bear that is only half an inch shorter than Dennis.
He's a big teddy bear.
It's huge.
Yeah, that sounds huge.
And he waves when you get closer. This is one of the mockeries that exist in the city. Giant or normal sized or diminutive versions of other creatures that are made with a semblance of life that they can replicate but not entirely pass for. Obviously, looking like a giant teddy bear doesn't help. Hello.
Hello, my friend.
Are we friends? No.
We're going to be friends. You're going to help me, and then I'm going to help you.
Helping is what I do.
Well, we're looking for the spider station.
Oh, the spider station. You probably want Weaver Street.
Yes, I think you're right.
Weaver
By the
Street.
way, I'm Slippery Felix Fiegel, and your name is?
I'm Teddy.
Hello, Teddy.
Do you not fall over?
Well, sometimes, but I've gotten used to being slippery.
Oh, okay. I was going to say it must be quite awkward. Right, well, yeah, Weaver Street has got a big picture of a spider on the wall when you get there, making some clothes out. Not clothes, clothes, not clothes. Not the clothes that the children with the black clothes and the black hair smoke. The clothes that the posh people wear.
I completely understand, Teddy.
Which way?
Oh, right, you want to get the brown line westbound and then change to the puce line. Not the pink line, the puce line. You don't want to make that mistake. Number of people that get on the pink line thinking I meant the puce line. Get the puce line northbound until you get to the grey line. Ignore the grey line altogether. Go across the street down into the other station where you can get the green line. Now the green line goes round in a circle, but one of the circles will cross over with Weaver Street.
Got it. So westbound brown line to northbound puce line, not pink line.
Not pink, no, puce.
Get
I don't
out.
know who thought putting the puce line and the pink line next to each other was a good idea. But it's not
I
my
think
job.
the colour just leached.
Could be.
I think we got it there, Teddy. Thank you for your help.
Happy to help, it's my job.
I'll high-five the teddy bear.
He's got quite fluffy paws.
Yeah.
No
I
real
thought it was gonna
fingers
be a-
to speak of.
gonna be a
Manipulating
pleasant-
things must be a
pleasant
pain in the
experience.
arse for him. So you go up to the ticket window. There's a
I will
young
go
woman
to-
with a
I will
lazy
go to
eye
the
behind the
ticket- yeah.
counter, and she looks probably at you.
Yeah.
And then the other eye catches up a few seconds later.
Well, we're going to Weaver Street.
3 of you for Weaver Street, right? Okay, that will be. What's the tallest member of your party?
I am the tallest member of the party.
Now, sir, are you over 6'2"?
Yes.
Okay, unfortunately, that does come with a slight surcharge.
That's okay. It's worth it.
Of having to bend over in the, we get a lot of damage done, hair gel and such like on the ceiling of the trains. So it's £2 for you, and then £1 for each of your companions.
Well, yeah, sure. Gets out £1. Looks quizzically at her, and then thinks I'm not the one being mugged off, so it doesn't care. Just pays his £1.
It's very important as well, sir, that when they say mind your head, that you do indeed mind your head. For an additional £5, I can sell you this hat.
What kind of hat?
Well, it's a protective hat, and it will prevent you banging your head on things as hard. It's not like armour or anything, so it won't protect you against people hitting you in the head, but it will make it harder for you to hit your head into things.
I'm going to buy it.
Jolly good, sir. Do you have a colour preference? I've got them in pink, yellow or orange.
Yellow. It's my favourite colour.
Excellent, right. So she takes £7 off you.
Yeah.
And passes you a foam bicorn. Like Napoleon used to wear.
Okay.
Bright yellow foam bicorn. Really thick padding at the front.
So when I get my money out, I'm going to turn to Dodgy Dave. I'm going to turn to Slippery Felix Spiegel. I'm going to say, cards on the table, lads. I have a tendency to run away. I'm going to give each of them £10. Right? If you've got £10 each of my money, there's a lot less chance of me running away.
Well, dude, that's some smart thinking.
Yeah, dude, real smart thinking. Give us your money.
What you should do is each give him £10 of your money, and then he could be sure that you won't run away as well.
Do you know what? Do you know what, Dennis? Have you got change for a £5? Have you got another tenner? I'll give you a £5.
I've got. No, you've confused. I've given you 10.
Look, there you go. And then Dodgy Dave starts going in. He goes, "Look, I'll take these, and I'll give you my one of this. Now we're even." I've just taken another tenner off him and given him a £5.
You get. I was happy on £23. now I'm down 20.
Dodgy Dave, so I do. Right, now we've got that sorted out. Don't worry, mate. We'll take care of your money.
Right, so she pulls a big crank lever. And then she pulls it halfway, pushes it back up and goes cling, and pulls out 3 tickets, one of which is 1.5 times the length of the others. So she gives Dennis the longer ticket and you two this little scrap of like munched up cardboard processed paper ticket with the date stamped on it and a picture of a spider on each one.
I'm going to make sure the hat is slightly to one side so the caterpillar doesn't chew on it.
Smart. You could put the hat caterpillar in the bike on it, could look out.
Maybe later. No, because then if someone walked into something, the caterpillar would be like, dunk.
Right, so you make your way down the moving stairs. And the moving stairs clack as they go. Clack, 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 clack. Wooden stairs on some kind of strange rotating metal platform that clacks its way down into the underground. It's like a public lavatory.
Is there any stairs that don't move?
Tiling. Yes, there is some stairs that don't move. There's a spiral staircase that runs down as well.
Dave will use those because he don't trust that.
All right, so yeah, the decor in the underground
you get
is a bit like a public lavatory. It's these sort of really unpleasant greenish beige tiles all over the wall. Only a much bigger, more arched public lavatory. Although the smell is quite reminiscent as well. And you make your way down to the underground station level.
Dave immaturely races them down the spiral staircase, see if he can beat the electric stairs.
Okay, make a dex save.
Dex save.
There's no way this is happening.
Ah, a 9. I pass.
You do
I mean,
not get dizzy and fall over then. You make it down the stairs and you're like, whoa!
I'm at the bottom going, I beat you. I beat you.
Yeah, Dave, you're a pillar of physical fitness there. Well done.
And no sooner are you down than the westbound train arrives on the platform. Electric train, lightning crackling off of the rails as it rattles into the station. On the front, there's a guy on, rather than being like in a sealed driver's capsule, he's sat on like a bicycle. And he's ringing a little bell with his thumb as he comes into the station, which is barely audible over the shrieking, grinding sound of this several tons of metal rattling along behind him. But he's dressed as a conductor and feels important doing this. He's also pedalling. It's not connected to the train, but he's pedalling anyway.
Good exercise.
Yeah, and it pulls into the station, and people get on and people get off. You think you see a couple of the sweeps guild. One of them does that.
And Dave goes, and then Dave jumps on the train.
Yep.
Literally jumps on the train, like jumps over the gap because he's afraid of the gap.
Yeah. And Dennis doesn't bump his head.
Dennis doesn't know.
That bicorn's really handy.
Yeah.
You know what, Dennis? Nothing says inconspicuous like a giant yellow hat, mate.
Yeah. You're the one who's hiding, mate, not me. I'm doing you a favour. Everyone's looking at me, not you.
It's got a good point there.
Yeah.
But we're all travelling together. It's not like I'm travelling in a different direction.
Yeah. But when we come back and I've dumped the hat, everyone will be expecting to see you with a bloke with a really stupid hat, right? But we won't have a stupid hat by then, will we? So we'll fool them.
Do you know what, Dennis? Can't get anything past you, mate.
He's no dope, is he?
Nah.
There's no
Don't call me
chance
the
that
dude for nothing.
there's no chance, dude, that if the anarchists do corner us, that they're gonna shoot for the guy who's a foot taller than everybody else wearing the yellow hat.
Yeah, but what's the chance it's not going to be the caterpillar? I mean, let's face it.
Got a
It's just
good
going to happen,
point.
innit?
You got a point.
I will make sure I don't bang my head. After
So you
having
get
a
onto the
conversation
carriage
being
and you
completely-
don't bump your head because you paid extra for the safety hat, and
Yeah.
it does that kind of let you know.
Yeah.
And you're on this carriage, and you notice that there are these 10 robe-wearing pilgrims, 2 of which have got very large duffel bags, and they're in the same carriage as you.
Do we recognize the robes from any particular organization?
No, they don't appear to be particularly special or stand-outy, but there's just a big group of them, and it sort of draws your attention briefly. Everybody else is this mad mixture of all the types of people that you get in Bastion. These guys kind of stand out because they're all clumped together.
As a connoisseur of footwear, do I notice anything out of the ordinary?
In
Is there
footwear,
Is there any of them that I think, hang on a minute, that's not pilgrim footwear. He's definitely something else.
Yeah, Dave turns to Slippery and goes, "Hey, Slippery, anything in those bags you think worth stealing? Just out of interest."
I don't know. Most pilgrims travel pretty light.
Yeah, but those bags are pretty big, right?
Yeah, but that's the problem too. They're pretty big. You grab one of those bags, they're gonna notice it's missing. And 10 on 3 is pretty bad odds, even if they are pilgrims.
so
place.
Dennis, you notice that they are wearing sturdy boots rather than sandals. All of them, like
All of them.
wellies,
Wellies.
big,
Hey, Dodge.
thick, rubberized boots.
Hey, dodgy.
Yeah.
They ain't pilgrims, mate. Look
Well,
at
I
me.
didn't think they were, mate. I mean,
No
why
sa-
are they
no
down here for
sandals.
stars?
Look, no sandals.
Why would they wear sandals, though?
Pilgrims. It's
I
in
mean,
the,
are
it's in the
you
books.
stereotyping pilgrims right now? Come on, Dennis, you're better than that.
Okay.
But they're definitely not pilgrims. I don't think so. Pity there's some bodies or something in those bags.
Well, I mean, we got a while on this train. We can go ask him if we want.
Yeah, Dennis, go ask him, mate.
All right. I'll do this as the train bumps along and does this jiggly thing. I'll kind of jiggly walk along.
It's very
Not
jiggly.
really.
It's a very bouncy
Yeah,
train
yeah.
carriage.
And then at the most opportune moment, I shall bump one.
What, of the pilgrims or of the bags?
Yeah. No, of the pilgrims. Maybe one of the pilgrims that's carrying one of the bags, just like without, just like maybe
Okay,
jolting with an
you
elbow
bump
in the
into
ribs.
one of the pilgrims and he kind of looks at you, then looks away again.
Excuse me, pilgrim.
Yeah,
Are you a pilgrim?
pilgrimage robes. Yeah, going on a pilgrimage.
Pilgrims wear sandals.
Well, not where we're going. You get all kinds of crap in your toes.
Wait, where you going anywhere? What pilgrims make pilgrimages to places where you worship and stuff like that?
Yeah, but they're not all clean, are they? I mean, just because you're on a pilgrimage doesn't mean it can't be a bit mucky.
Yeah, but none of you are wearing sandals. I mean,
No.
It's got to be one of you that's stupid. Surely.
No, we're not stupid. We know exactly what we're doing.
Oh.
We're going looking for the gluttony machine.
Lunge.
See, we find the gluttony machine, we cure world hunger. Just like that.
Wow.
I know, right?
So is that what you got? You got your tools in your bag? Is that what you got? Big
No.
bags?
My tools are here. And he lifts his robe up to one side and he's got a selection of butcher's knives on one hip.
Right. Cool. Well, nice speaking to you.
Yeah, no worries. Tell me, have you considered the benefits of gluttony?
The benefits of gluttony.
Yeah.
What, as in eating lots?
Yeah.
I haven't had that option for quite a while.
Oh, that's a shame. That is a shame. Look, take one of our pamphlets.
Oh wow! Thank you very much.
And he hands you a bit of paper.
Yeah.
And if you are thinking of converting to the macrophagic faith, come along to one of our chapel / butcher shops, and we'll welcome you in, give you a nice meal, sing a few songs.
Is it papery, or is it a little bit more stiffer?
It's kind of grease papery.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
In the it's both newspapery and grease papery, like old fish and chip paper.
Okay.
And while one side does have a lot of those big bold questions that you get on religious pamphlets, like have you struggled to find your way and things like that, the other side appears to have to be a menu for a butcher's shop.
Okay.
Only it doesn't specify the meat type. It's got like chops, sausages, prime cuts.
Sí, señor. Ratburger.
I'm going to try and memorise what he just said to me, his little bit of pattern.
Okay.
I'm going to try and memorise that. I'll say, well, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure. Always a
Have
pleasure.
a good day. Have a good day. And then
Well,
I shall
hope so.
head back.
Best of luck to you.
Bloody hell, Dodgy, we were lucky. He's got some serious knives on him.
See? Told you. Could always tell.
And a few
Who were
steps
they,
later,
dude?
you arrive at the station where you can cross over to the Puce line.
That's this one we're getting off, isn't it, lads?
Yeah.
Oh,
let's
it's
jump
also
off.
the station for the Pink line.
Okay.
And when you get off the station, off of the platform, there are people kind of stopping and going like that. Because you do notice that the Pink line and the Puce line are identical colours as near as you can tell. So you've got
Yeah, that's
pink
kind of
arrows
work
pointing
for
in
ya.
both directions.
Have we got long to wait at this
Now,
station?
as a chemist, surely I can determine which one is slightly more puce than the other one.
Oh, I like where you're going with that. Make a charisma save.
I rolled a 1.
Yes.
Can't really get any better than that. You're like,
You cannot.
it's obvious that there's a difference between puce and pink. How can people not see it?
I mean, it's clear as day. It's right there. That one is clearly puce. Don't know why anyone's getting confused about this.
You've clocked it, and you stomp off with confidence towards the
Come on,
puce
lads.
line.
We're going this way.
And even when you get to the
dodgy.
platform, there are people sort of looking at the wall, checking the maps. Is this the right one? I don't know. The train pulls into the station. This one's got a face on the front of
as
it.
people are getting confused, I offer to help them for £1. I can tell you which one you need to get to. It's gonna
Oh,
cost-
go on then. Make another charisma save if you think you're going to get money out of this.
I rolled a 10, which is under my 14.
How much under?
4 under.
You can have £4.
Woo!
Nice.
Add that to the money I've stolen off my comrades, and I'm up to £83.
Dave, you are one dodgy son of a bitch.
Yeah, so this one's definitely the puce line. It's like, do you know what? Someone should just write a note underneath saying puce and pink, shouldn't they? Really? Hey, cheers. That one's puce. That's where you're going, mate. Cheers to the pound.
So yeah, the train pulls in. It's got a face on the front of it, and the face is going as it comes in. The
Yeah,
train
I hate
itself
the
is
face
running quite
trains.
silently, but the face is making a lot of noise as it comes in.
What, like a face like Thomas the Tank Engine type thing? Like a big face.
Imagine, if you will, a sort of slightly more steampunk version of Thomas the Tank Engine face. Maybe with a monocle.
It's the fat controller instead.
Somebody's done one of those face swaps.
Don't get that train talking. This thing's never shut up.
I say that
Yeah,
the
that-
train pulls in, and the doors are opened by passengers reaching out through the window and turning the handles. People get on and off. People getting off are much more confident than the people getting on.
When we're on the inside the carriage, I shall take my yellow hat out. I shall put aloft my pamphlet, and I shall start to say, "Donate to the cause, the Brothers of Gluttony," and I shall try and get some people to donate to the cause, waving my pamphlet.
Okay, I will ask you to make a charisma save, but I'm going to give you a penalty of 2.
Okay. I rolled 18.
That is
Ooh.
the opposite of good. You want to
Yeah.
get below. You needed to get 2 below your charisma score.
I know. I went the wrong way.
You
I
did.
had a really good.
While he's
I was like,
while he's drawing a crowd, though, Slippery Felix is going to try to pinch the wallets off of some of the people who are actually listening to him.
Okay, you can make a dex save to rob folk.
I got a 4
Oh.
under 4 under 13.
Very nice. So, yeah, you managed to lift sort of 9 quid's worth of cash in wallets off of people just by
Nice.
letting Dennis do his proselytizing.
and at the end of it, I shall drop the pamphlet to the floor. I shall put the hat back on my head. I shall say, obviously, I need a new job because I'm not very good at this one.
The little old man
And then I
picks up
shall
the
sit down.
pamphlet from the floor next to you and he's like, I am interested in the sausages, though. What are they made from?
Do you know what? When I sat down and I got the gig, you see, they never told me that. If only I'd have thought to ask that question.
See, pork sausages are the best, but I'll tolerate beef. Turkey sausages, not happening.
They're not sausages, are they?
No, it's not sausage.
No.
Turkey, sausage, rubbish.
No. They only grow twice a year, don't they?
Well, exactly. And you've got to go out in the old country to get them. And a little while later, it stops and you get off and swap to the grey line, where a few stops further along, you come to Weaver Street Station. And lo and behold, as you get off in Weaver Street Station, there is a mosaic on the wall of a big spider holding a jacket in its 2 front legs.
That is a disturbing image.
Yes, it is. But looks like we found the place, or at least the starting point.
Yeah. We just got to work out where we've got to go from here.
Yeah. So we look around and see if there's anything in and around the station, or the right around the entrance to the station, that might give us an indication of where we would want to go for actual textiles?
Yeah, like one of those maps you get in London when you get off the tube and it's like, you are here.
Yeah.
No, can I see if I notice a tall person approaching the station?
Why? I don't get it.
I'm going to sell him my hair.
Ah! Cunning. I see what you've done there. You don't see a tall person, but while you're scanning the crowd, you pick out two girls in school uniform with rifles shouldered. Impeccable
Right.
school uniform,
Yeah.
each holding a long rifle. Like they know what they're doing.
Bloody hell, boys. I think we've been rumbled. We might want to make a quick getaway. See them schoolgirls with rifles? Jesus. They look like anarchists to me. As I run past someone, I shall put my yellow hat on them. And just keep going.
And I just watched Dennis run off. I'm just like,
Where are
I
you
guess
running
we
off to?
Oh, I'm just going to run around the corner.
Okay.
he's just run on the corner. He's peering back round every now and then.
We saunter after him.
Why have we run? What's going on?
I'm not running, but I don't know. I think the dude just wanted to get some exercise. Either that or the little girl scared him.
With rifles. It's like kids with science books. You gotta watch out for that stuff, man. See, I see things. Other people simply
He's
don't
clearly
even know
seen Men in
existed.
Black.
Right. Well, where do we go from here, boys? Then.
Well, you looked at the sign.
Well, I was gonna look at the sign, but then you ran.
I was distracting them. So you could look at the
Distracting
sign.
who? Other than us?
Weaver Street, yeah?
Well, let's duck into one of these into a local pub or something and see if we can get some answers out of somebody.
All right. Yeah, I mean, maybe Dennis can pay for some directions or something. Let's go, lads.
Hang on a minute.
Dude's got that
I
way
saw-
about him.
I saw Slippery making quite a bit of cash when I was trying to
I know.
make cash and fading.
Slippery. I didn't even see your hand go in sometimes. Like, that is a treasured skill.
We know when you go to sanctioned burglary school, they really do invest in your future.
Yeah, but you see Dodgy Dave move it like 4 jackets in, just in case, mate. You know, not that I don't trust you, but I don't trust you.
So
That's
are you
for the best.
leaving the station to go and find a local pub then?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Okay, so it's not a familiar part of town for you for the most part out here. None of you are particularly well known for your sartorial elegance. And there's a lot of tailors' shops out this way. This is
Makes sense.
sort of like the Savile Row of Bastion. But there is a local tavern nearby which is called A Stitch in Time, and it looks like the sign has got someone sewing a watch strap or some stitching going through a watch strap.
Quaint.
And once you duck inside, it looks like it's a fairly young people's pub. Looks like you've got older apprentices, journeymen, stuff like that in here, and they're all very well dressed. It looks for the most part like this is a peacocking session. They all look like they've made their own clothes, and they're all a little bit avant-garde, a little bit out there.
Oh, bugger.
But then about a third of the patrons are all these really quiet, small, nerdy-looking guys, many of whom have got great big thick glasses and really dowdy suits.
I'm going to head to the bar. The person who's most likely to have the information is the person working behind the bar.
It's very true. There is a barmaid on duty behind the bar.
Evening, dear.
Very low cut up. Oh, hello.
Me and my associates here would like a pint. If
Oh,
that's,
associates, is it?
all right. Oh,
Are
absolutely.
you business associates or well, associates.
Dave looks genuinely puzzled.
Are you gangsters, love?
Oh, oh, God, no. Oh, absolutely.
No, I was
not.
giving you like a
Well,
lead up for there, so you could like make out to be all gangsters and tough and stuff.
no,
Oh,
technically, I used to be a sanctioned burglar, but I lost my medallion. Well, I was taking taxes. God damn it! But now, no, we're just associates.
Okay, so 3 pints is it then, love?
Yeah, please, if you don't mind. And Dennis, you got this one round? It's your round, isn't it, mate?
All right, mate. I'll get this one, mate. Yeah. All right. Don't call me the dude because I don't pay my way.
So she pulls 3 slightly warm pints, sticks them on the bar. £3 then, love.
£3. That's all right. That's it. I've got 3 of them because that leaves me with 15 there. One.
That's a good number, that. You get another 5 rounds in with that.
No, I think it'll be somebody else's round soon.
Yeah, I think your caterpillar hasn't brought one in a while, actually, to be fair.
No. Well, I'm gonna say the next bit slightly louder so that it may be overheard. So as I was saying earlier, right? This caterpillar, right? When it goes into its I'm trying to think what it's called now.
A cocoon?
Chrysalis?
The chrysalis. Now the chrysalis, right, is what they used to create the night sweet gossamer. I've been telling you, right? Now this is just one of them. I mean, I had a little one, but then then we got it to go big. I'm telling you, I'm going to make an absolute fortune from this. All I got to do, if I can find a middleman that'll help me, make that connection. That's what I'm saying.
Sure, Dennis. Sure.
Can you make a
Dodgy
charisma at +2 this time?
Okay.
Dodgy Dave didn't have an idea of what he was doing other than making really loud assertions about night.
Okay. I'm trying to. No, it's not the wrong one. I'd have to do the whole screen. I rolled a 1.
Hey! There you go. You can't get any better than that. And it was at +2. So you actually rolled a -1.
I rolled a -1.
Which is pretty good going.
Yeah.
So are you going to sit at a table or are you staying at the bar?
Probably sit at a table.
So while you're sitting at a table, a figure sort of sidles up to you. And he's dressed in, kind of dripping with black lace. His cuffs spill so far out of the sleeves of his jacket that they almost hang down to his knees. The ruffles on the front of his shirt actually have to split at his waist so that they can go in front of both of his trouser legs so that he can walk without falling over. And his trousers are so tight, you suspect he's probably had to be stitched into them, which may explain why he's only drinking the tiniest little thimbleful of drink. Very thin, very pale, very gaunt looking guy, and he's like, "Good day."
You're like Count Dracula?
Bonjour.
I can't very well, thank you. But I don't know who your Dracula is. I heard you might be in the market with some night sweet gossamer.
Well, we are looking for a middleman to help us expand on some business opportunities we have with this rare breed of caterpillars.
Caterpillars, quite. Surely they would normally produce silk.
Normally, but our chemist here has made some modifications.
Oh, well,
Splendid.
Only slight modifications.
Interesting. So you've been able to modify the caterpillars.
Well,
It's a bit big, isn't it?
That is a rather
Exactly.
large caterpillar, yeah.
Yeah. They don't make silk like a silkworm does. You see, they when their chrysalis forms, it forms a chrysalis made out of night sweet gossamer.
This is a very rare fabric of which we speak.
Very rare.
I should be most interested.
And a tad illegal, I hear, as well.
That depends on the part of the city or the countryside that you're in. It's quasi-legal.
Well, the one thing we don't want to do is step on the toes of any other purveyors of this. So we were hoping to make the acquaintance and maybe form some sort of conglomerate with existing Nightshade Silk producers so that they don't feel like we're attempting to corner the market with our synthetic
Well, one is
version.
not a producer to speak of, but as a journeyman tailor, I have simply to complete my masterwork, and then I shall be able to open my own shop.
Hmm.
Perhaps, should you be able to provide me some of this gossamer, then there's potentially something that we could work on together.
What you mean, an item of clothing?
No, the fabric. I shall make the clothing. I shall make such fabulous clothing as to make men weep and women swoon.
Well, that sounds like a very interesting proposal, but before we can enter into a business agreement with a tailor, which is our next step, we need to make sure that we aren't stepping on the toes of those who actually produce.
Yeah, because we'd aim to
So
be out
now-
of business before we start. So where
Unfortunately,
would one normally acquire?
finding a producer for such substances is very rare. Very rare. Deep country, usually. And it doesn't travel well. I understand that there might be some below the city.
That's what we had heard too. We were hoping to pick up the trail here. If you can help us get in contact with this association,
Are you familiar with the Weavery place?
we've heard of it.
Yeah.
I don't know about an association, but such things often find their way to such a locale, and somewhere like that often has stockpiles of surplus fabrics. If you're going to find some anywhere, I would suggest that the only place you might find it that wasn't scrupulously well guarded might be there, although it comes with its own dangers, you see.
I heard of an electric spider. Is that correct? Is that the rumor?
There is the rumour of the great electrical spider, yes, but I should be more concerned about Mouldy Cotter's gang.
All right. Nasty people, are they?
Deep moths. They call themselves, well, they don't, she calls them that. Terrifying creatures they are. They might look innocent, but they're deadly.
How big are we talking?
Mouldy Cotter herself, or one of the deep moths?
One of the deep moths.
Well, the deep moths are slightly smaller than a fully grown adult, because obviously they're still in their adolescent phase.
So wait, they're small children.
No.
I'm
They're
confused here.
more like teenagers,
Oh, right.
adolescents.
Right. So there's a gang of teenagers living in and around the Weavery place that we need to be
No,
concerned about.
they don't know where the Weavery place is. They're seeking it, you see, because they think that there's some special silk stored somewhere, and they wish to find it for their school outfits.
But you know the directions to the Weavery place,
Well, it's almost directly below us.
right?
As I understand it, if you go into Weaver Station and you drop off onto the line, there's a staircase about a quarter of a mile down that leads down into where the streets go. You know how streets go. And then there's the Weavery place.
Which way on the line?
Do you know, I've never heard anybody say it matters.
Well, I mean, it's a big circle, so eventually you're going to find it, but I'd rather walk the shorter distance than all the way round.
No, I mean, I don't
There's
think
chance
it
of me getting
matters
run over.
which way you go. As long as you
Two.
find the entrance.
Fair enough. Do you have a card so we can get back with you once we've made our handshake with the actual producers?
A card, no, sir, but please allow me to present you with my handkerchief. And he passes you a black satin handkerchief edged in lace that would be rubbish for blowing your nose on.
Perfect.
It'd be
The
really good
chemist-
for holding up in front of your face in shock.
Yeah.
Dodgy Dave like folds it up and then like does like the corner pocket.
Oh, a pocket square.
Yeah,
How
pocket square.
fascinating retro.
Yes, it works well with my ensemble.
Oh, you play music as well?
Sometimes I have the
Then-
occasion for it.
Then you should be warned. Glockenspiel music has been heard below.
The anarchists.
They say that there's one of the underground folk down there, and that if you hear the glockenspiel, that your days are numbered. He and his lackeys will strike.
Is it a big number or a really small number? Because if your days are numbered in the thousands, maybe
No,
that's
small,
okay.
a very small number.
Oh,
I thought you meant a
damn.
musical number. I think it's quite a straightforward musical number. Just a few notes.
That's
Ding,
unfortunate.
ding,
Well,
ding, sort of thing.
we've-
I don't know. I've
we've
not heard
got
it.
the dude, so he can handle most things.
Yeah. People see me and just like, they go.
Well,
And
shall
if
we
they
be
go-
about it, gentlemen?
You
Yeah,
are
yeah,
frightfully
yeah.
tall.
Yeah, well, exactly.
We thank you for your help, and we'll be sure to find you once we've got into business with our.
My pleasure,
know.
gentlemen, my pleasure.
We look forward to doing more work with you.
And he slopes off in the worst version of stealth you've ever seen.
Dodgy Dave next his pint.
It's a bit warm, bit flat, but, it's beer.
It's beer. If either of them don't finish their drink, I am, because I paid for it.
Right, cheers, Dennis. Don't worry, we'll get the next pub, right, mate?
Yeah.
Yeah, Felix took about 2 sips out of his. The rest is all for you.
Yeah.
Dodgy Dave.
Yeah.
That pocket square might need to find its way to the scene of the crime.
I
Just
was
a thought.
thinking the exact same thing. Slippery.
Great
Got ourselves
minds.
a patsy.
You'd have
Okay.
made a very fine sanctioned burglar, Dave.
Don't call me Dodgy Dave for nothing.
Alright, you're making your way back down into
Station.
the station. So you've
Do
still
we
got your
Do we
return
see
ticket.
the girls with the rifles again?
No, you don't actually.
Alright. Must have been scared off. By Dodd. Dude.
Dodd.
Dude.
Dude the Doddy man.
So just change it to dude. Just change it to dude. No one calls me Dennis anymore. Well, actually, you call me Dennis.
I'll call you Dennis. Because dude's just a weird thing to say.
The dude.
Do you remember at school when kids used to say, a dude is a hair on an elephant's bum? Did you not have
No.
that at your school?
No.
You must have gone somewhere really interesting.
I did go to quite an interesting school, to be honest. For 2 years, I had to carry a gas mask.
Oh, fair enough.
And not just because people smelled bad.
Okay. So I guess we're just gonna make our way down to the track.
Jump down and look for the stairs.
I mean, like Dave does, like eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and picks a side.
So you make your way down and you get onto the track. And you walk about a quarter of a mile down. And you can hear the train coming. And there's no sign of a door.
I will hold my nerve.
Dave like flattens against the wall, like trying to shimmy.
So you're going to flatten and shimmy. Dennis is going to hold his nerve. What's Slippery going to do?
Oh, yeah, he flattens and shimmies along. He's like, I'm not going to get killed by a train down here.
So Dennis, as the train hoves into view, there's a big light on the front of it, and you can see from the shadows that it's casting that just beyond the other two, there appears to be a crack in the wall that would be utterly invisible without the light from the train.
Yeah. I shall say, oi, you two, in here.
And you duck in, as the train rattles past. So the two of you are pressed up against the wall and this train's going past your faces.
Now I'm glad for being poor, because if I'd had a belly there, whew.
At one
Tell you
point,
what.
in one of the windows, there's a kid with his face pressed up against the glass, and he's doing that thing where you blow on the glass, and it does that
Oh, yeah,
thing where
yeah,
your
yeah.
cheeks puff out really big.
Yeah,
So that
yeah,
frightens you a little bit. But you kind of frighten him a little bit as well, because there's like a weird guy pulling faces at him in a tunnel. And after it's gone past, Dennis sticks his head back out.
What are you dawdling for?
Dude, we can't all be as fast as you are.
I'm gonna look down at my trainers and just be like, yeah, man.
He's got the trainers, it's true. And he can do that funny run.
Yeah.
Well, in we go then.
I won't know any people you could rob if I did the funny run.
So you walk in through this little gap in the door and it gets weird straight away. You walk out onto a metal gantry and down both sides, it's like a whole different city in here. You're like in a huge chasm. And you can see bits of city on the side walls, and there's whole levels of industry going on down here, and more industry happening down below you at what looks to be some kind of ground level. Lots of just weirdness happening. Crackles of electricity occasionally arc across the chasm.
Guess we're making our way down.
And in the light of one of the crackles of electricity, Dennis, you notice 4 of those girls with rifles marching down the stairs somewhere ahead of you,
Away from us or towards us?
away from you.
Away from us. There are 4 girls marching away from us. I could tell this because I'm the tallest.
Congratulations,
You've seen them
Dennis.
before.
Congratulations,
I think-
Dennis.
I think if we sneak up behind them, they will give us good cover.
Well, also, they're looking for what we're looking for, so if we follow them, they'll likely lead us to where we need to go.
You are dodgy, Dave.
That's what I'm here for. Now, I don't mean to say this, but I do have some reservations about shanking young girls. You know, even if they've got long rifles, there's got to be some boundaries somewhere in the criminal world. That's got to be it, right?
I tell you, sanctioned burglar, not wet worker, so I'm not killing any kids today. Well, unless, if they shoot dude, probably not going to kill him. If they shoot you, Dodgy Dave, probably not going to kill him. If they shoot me, probably be dead, so it won't really matter.
That's a fair assessment.
I think I have a cunning way to get rid of the girls with guns. So you just leave that to me.
Right, can everybody please make a dex save?
What's that?
Oh, I don't like that.
Oh, I rolled a 5. Yeah, I'm fine. 5 under 11.
Don't like that. Don't
I
like
got
that.
a 10 under 13.
I got a 4. I've only got 9.
Okay, well,
I was so like, this is not happening.
Dennis reacts fastest when 4 more girls, only much scruffier looking ones. These girls have got tatty hair and they've got knives in their hands, stabby end out. Both hands for proper stabby. And their dresses are all like tattered and a little bit torn, and their mouths are open and they come charging out towards you.
Towards us.
Towards you, yeah. They've followed you in from the train line.
I shall turn to face them and say, now what do you think you're doing? That's no way to charge someone. How weren't you taught better? Stand to attention.
Interesting. It's a cunning
I'm
attack. I like
full
it.
on.
All right, make a
teacher.
charisma save, because that's
Yeah.
nice. That's exactly the kind of move that would work on them.
I figured this was where we were going to try.
And they literally pull up short in front of you, and like the knives go down.
Right,
And
stand in line.
And that they holster the knives and let they go and line up.
Right. Which one of you thought it was a good idea to charge down like that? Come on, speak up.
One of them puts their hand up.
Right, name?
Ethel, sir.
Ethel? Right, you three. What did Ethel do wrong? Come on, what was her first mistake? You. I'll point to the front one.
Mavis, sir.
Right, Mavis. Well, what was Ethel's first mistake?
Is it the way she went ee as she ran towards you, sir?
Well, I turned around so fast, you just completely lost the element of surprise.
The third girl puts her hand up as well now.
Go on,
Agnes, sir.
Agnes.
Was it where Ethel was stabbing with both hands before she got to your body, sir?
I think she absolutely wasted all of that energy on that stabbing motion. Well, when she got to me, she could have done a much better job, couldn't she?
The fourth girl puts her hand up as well.
Dave realizing now what the game is. He's like, and also, look at the size of us. We're much bigger than you, which means you need stealth and you need energy. Because the fights, you don't want to prolong them. You want them done quickly. Isn't that right, sir? He looks at Dennis.
Absolutely.
So the
Right
fourth
on.
girl puts her hand up as well.
I'll point at her.
I'm not telling you my name, sir, because I can't remember, but everybody calls me Dot.
Okay, Dot.
Was it that we didn't jump you in the tunnel like we were supposed to?
Now that might have been quite a good effect. Although, I must say, you probably wouldn't have survived the train.
Ethel says, that's what I said, sir. That's why we didn't attack you when the train was going past.
Yeah, exactly. On Ethel, I'm going to give you a good mark for that, because that is saving your kin. That's what that is.
Yeah, now see what you should have done. You should have set up a little ambush. So as we come through the tunnel, you jumped us then. Not in the tunnel with the train, that's dangerous. Outside the tunnel, when we first got in, we're looking around, we're in prime shock position. Isn't that right, sir?
Absolutely. Now, girls, have you got hand signals so you can talk to each other without speaking?
It's too dark for the hand signals, sir, said Ethel.
Ah. Have you got clicky signals? Click signals?
That's a good idea, sir.
Yeah. So what I want you girls to do, go back up them stairs, have us 5 minutes, think yourself up some click signals, yeah? And then come back.
Yes, sir. You're not going to tell Mistress Cotter, are you, sir?
Well, now, I think the easiest way for me not to tell her is for me to not meet her on this night. So whereabouts is she? Further down, and I shall make sure I avoid her. Otherwise, I might find I'll have to.
She's down by the looms, sir.
Uh-huh. Right, off you go, girls.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And they all bob a little curtsy and disappear back out the door, slightly confused.
Right, lads. We've got a 5-minute head start. Let's go.
Well played, Dennis.
Dude, you are the man.
So you start to make your way down this metal gantryway. And as you reach the bottom, you realise that it's more and more like a massive industrial fabric mill. You've got these huge mechanical looms click-clacking and little bits of stuff whizzing backwards and forwards, shuttles whizzing backwards and forwards across the looms at high speeds. There's a big steam whistle that keeps peeping at regular intervals. And you can see that some of the looms are actually walking around under their own steam. Massive machine looms just clunking around on these two huge sturdy legs.
And there's something you don't see every day.
And then dotted around in amongst all of these machines, there's dozens of sort of urchin-sized individuals shambling around really slowly, wiggling under machines on their bellies.
I don't feel like we should disturb the locals, lads.
Let's keep this quick and simple.
They're really pale white like maggots.
Yeah, we don't want to mix
Yeah.
with them.
No,
Let's
no.
just be quick, quiet, and try not to draw too much attention to ourselves. And then, like, Dave shoots Dennis a look.
So you've got all these looms, and this vast fabric shop. How are
Do
we
we
going to
see-
start looking?
Are those the girls with the guns still in front of us?
They are, yes.
So,
But they appear to
Slippery-
be darting around amongst the machinery. They're covering each other quite well. So you've got two of them offering cover while the other two move. And then the two that have moved take up a new covering position and support the two to come up on them.
Shall we follow them?
Yeah, but I would suggest we don't get too close because they actually look like they know what they're doing.
I will go to the back because I think if the young girls reappear, perhaps if I'm the closest one, that might, well, vaguely save Slippery Felix from a fate worse than death. And I'm also the tallest, so I can still see over the two of you guys. So.
That's true.
True.
Okay, so you start doing an explore, and you're wandering around trying to find stuff.
Cautious.
Cautiously. So you kind of need to pick or push, really, which is one of the key directives in the game. You can choose to find the fabric, but it'll take longer, and you won't have as much of a risk of a problem. Or you can start poking around and ask questions, and you might find it quicker, but you're likely to engage more problems.
I mean, I vote the lesser dangerous one, but that's just dodgy Dave. He doesn't want to be in danger.
Yeah. I mean, Slippery Felix Spiegel, I mean, he's a burglar. You know, you burgle things, nobody gets hurt. He goes for the...
It's really a victimless
Long.
crime.
You do realise I only bought us 5 minutes, yeah?
That's all right. We'll be fine. 5 minutes. That's all we need.
Okay.
Felix looks over at Dodgy Day. He's like, we're so screwed. But
So as you're huddled down there having this little meeting, one of these big walking looms sort of waddles up towards you and barps at you. Barp, barp.
Well, like just like starts talking to us, or like
It
get
just
out of the
makes
way.
this
Bap, bap.
big barp, barp, horn-like noise at you.
Just look at my caterpillar.
This
As I-
huge metal arm comes down towards you.
step out of the way.
Absolutely moving out of the way.
And it very gently pinches the caterpillar and lifts it up. And it disappears over the top of the loom, which is still shuttling back with a...
Oh no, mate. I'm really sorry. I think your caterpillar just.
Then it
That's a
brings
rough
the
go.
caterpillar back. Some lights on the front of it flash, like green and yellow and green and yellow. Bah, bah.
The lights on the
Lights on the auto loom,
I was just I didn't do
not on the
that
caterpillar.
light.
Can we identify what kind of fabric is on this auto loom?
Yeah, I mean, it looks to be some kind of cotton, as near as you can tell.
Can we divine whether or not this thing is trying to communicate with us, or is
It's
it just
definitely
trying
trying
to,
to
get us to move?
communicate something with you. It turns really slowly. This thing's 12 feet tall. It's like a cross between a medieval loom and those walker robots from Matrix 3. And it kind of shuffles off a little way. Stops, turns around again. Bah, bah.
Worst case, I think we should follow it just to shut
Yep.
it up because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
drawing attention to us, and we don't want any attention drawn to us.
Good
Yeah, you
point.
notice that several of those wormy, pale, pasty white folks are kind of creeping out from under stuff towards you. And as they come towards you, there's these big dark eyes. And their hands have got no fingers. They're just like little flipper hands.
Oh, I'm out.
Yep, that's
Weird
creepy.
Dave.
That's creepy. We're
Scar
gone.
tissue where the fingers used to be. And they're sort of shuffling towards you.
Do they look like they've got any sense in them? And do they look like they are, could you give them an instruction or talk to them?
Difficult to tell. They're shuffling towards you with intent, and their mouths are kind of going.
Yep.
Dave gets as close as he can to that loom. What, with the
Felix is
proviso,
right with him.
yeah, thinking about actually, can I climb this thing?
You can make a dex save.
I'm not yet. We'll see if the situation becomes desperate enough to require it.
Okay, so you're starting to wander after the loom then. Simon?
I'm going to stamp my. If it's worked once, why won't it work again? I'm going to stamp my foot and say, "Spot inspection."
These ones don't appear to be paying the same amount of attention that the girls do, and as the other two skulk off after the loom, this little mob of fingerless adolescent hominids with their deep sunken eyes and their bald heads are getting closer and closer towards you, with their teeth all going.
That's okay. I shall step back until I'm happy the others are well out of the way, and then I'm going to proceed to do a stupid run to catch up with them.
Your stupid run easily outraces these shuffling individuals because they also have no toes. So running for them is quite tricky. They fall over quite a lot when they try and speed up. One of them does throw something two-handed at you, which does hit you, and you take 2 hit points of damage as a wooden shuttle about the size of a short sword hits you in the back of the head.
Right.
Maybe
That wasn't very nice. That wasn't very nice.
But you escape them, and you follow the loom down through this huge, massive, road-sized alleyway. Other looms walk past. They appear to be doing some kind of little circuit of the building, like they're following a pattern. Only the one that barked at you isn't following the pattern. It's going in a slightly different direction now, and it's walking you deeper into the complex.
Back in 1 minute.
Dave is gently reminding himself of which part of his outfit his knife is put in. He doesn't like it down there.
And as you're wandering along, you hear a very, very faint tinkling sound, as though from a glockenspiel. Doom, 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 doom.
Dex save to climb up the thing.
Yep.
I rolled a 2. Under 11.
So you climb up the loom and don't fall into the workings, which is good. Keep your fingers.
Yeah, I mean, I was worried I was going to kill myself by doing this, but I figured that the
And as you climb up the loom, you can see that slightly further away, high up on one side, there is a figure that you kind of recognise. It's a rival of yours, an old nemesis. This weird guy that lives underground and is followed everywhere by these 3 baboons. You can see this guy's second head peeping out from under the first. He's got his regular head, and then out of his neck there's a second head sat just there.
Bugger.
And he's got a glockenspiel around his neck on a strap, and he's just sort of playing 2 notes. Puts down the buttons for the glockenspiel, pulls out something round. This is a guy you encountered on your first delve together, and he was trying to get the same thing as you. You beat him to it that time. This time it looks like he's come slightly better prepared, and he tosses something down at the loom that you're on. Now, let me just find the equipment section. Luxuries, public transport, explosives. There we go.
Bugger. What's Two-Faced Man's name again? I mean, I'm probably just going to refer to him as Two-Faced, but...
That's all you know him as so far.
Okay.
Two-Face. You've never actually spoken.
Because he's creepy as hell.
And he tosses down onto the loom that you're on a firebomb.
Rude.
Oh,
Very
the poor
rude.
loom.
And unfortunately for you, it hits the loom, and the loom goes up an absolute treat. So.
Or does it? Endo flask!
Oh!
Nice.
You thought you were prepared, Two-Face? You'll get yours, mate!
So just as it catches fire and the fire starts to spread, you whip out your endo flask, douse the flames with the viscous, sticky white liquid contained therein.
Don't worry, Loomy, I've got you.
And save the loom. The loom kind of goes, "Brr."
And Slippery Felix will pull out his bow pistol and take a quick shot at Two-Face, at the crazy little head, not the big one.
Okay. Yeah, roll to hit then. So D20, and you want to get below your dex.
3 under 13.
Nice.
Ooh.
That will definitely do it. So roll your damage.
So D6 for 6 points of damage.
Right in the eye of the small face, underneath the big face.
Now you're 1.5 face.
Yeah, you tell it, Felix! Davey's waving this big knife around like he knows what he's doing with it. Yeah,
The small face starts hooting uncontrollably, and 1.5 face scampers off into the shadows, followed by his baboons.
Well, that probably made a lot of noise. We should probably find this silk and get the hell out of the looms.
Good idea. Hey, Loomy. And he, Dave pats the loom at this point, now believing that the loom is sentient in some way, shape, or form. Can you take us to the night sweet gossamer? I don't know if the loom understands, but I'm asking it.
That's fair.
It takes you to another loom, a bigger one, that's not moving as much. Well, it's not moving at all because this one doesn't have legs. But this is like a master loom, this enormous, great thing. And this loom has a person-shaped alcove in it at a slight angle. Like you could lay back in this alcove. And lots of big loom arm attachments hovering over it. And then a big hopper next to it. And the loom goes, "Brr, brr," and then slides down its legs until it's resting on the floor.
Good job, Loomy. Good job, Loomy. So was the slot on the roof or on the just?
It's down near the ground level.
Dennis, go lay down in the hole. Mate.
Do you think I'll fit?
Well, you might have to bend your knees a little.
Oh, I'm going to go and lay down in the hole, like I've been told to.
Okay, as he lays down in the hole, a light on the hopper lights up. Bing.
Do you know, I think this is why I got in trouble in the first place, was listening to Dodgy Dave.
So the hopper is basically just like a big intake tube.
Dodgy Dave's basically that mate at school who goes, "Oh, do you know what? It'd be really funny if you do this."
And it's lit up like it's waiting for something.
I don't know what to do next.
Oh, my caterpillar's
Tell
gone.
it. Tell it to give us the night sweet gossamer. Press some buttons. Do something, dude.
Okay. Can I look at the controls to see if there's some
There
kind
don't
of...
appear to be any controls. There's a
There's
bed,
no controls.
there's these mechanical arms above the bed, and then there's the hopper. When you lay down in the bed, the hopper lit up. It looks like you're supposed to put something in the hopper.
Right. Okay, but we don't have anything. We don't have any night. We don't have any night. Sweet gossamer.
You
do
don't,
we?
that is true.
So we can't put that in the hopper.
You can't put that in the hopper.
No.
Lumi, you got any cotton for us?
And this massive ream of cotton prints out of the bottom of the loom and lands on the floor at your feet.
Oh, you're good, Lumi. Oh, you're good, Lumi. He kind of rubs what he assumes is like the belly-ish chin area of this giant loom thing.
Bellyish chin.
Yeah. He's like,
Felix,
and he
yeah,
kind
Felix will just throw the cotton in. While,
Yeah, I was gonna say-
While Dave is giving Lumi a rub down.
He's doing something we don't know what it is.
Simon, do you have any injuries at present?
Yes, I had. I took 2 hit points.
Okay, so as they dump all this cotton into the hopper,
Yeah.
the arms whir into life.
Yep.
And the hopper makes this sucking sound, and the cotton is pulled inside the machine, which lights up, and this bright beam of light shines down on the bed that Dennis is laying on, and this heavenly chorus goes, "Oh!" And then giant robot arms start repeatedly stabbing him over and over and over and over and over and over again.
oh no, Dennis! Dennis!
Dennis screams a lot, but is fully healed as the device heals your damage by converting the parts of your body that have been injured into this sort of dense cotton polyweave.
Right.
So parts of your
you
skin have
oh,
been replaced with this thick cotton exodermis.
Okay.
You're part plushy.
Clothing now.
He has more clothing now than man. Twisted
No,
and
I-
evil.
Excuse me. I'd only taken 2 hit points of damage. I think you'll find there's a small patch of me.
So yeah,
That
you've
is
got a
now-
small patch of you. You're like
Yeah.
Hawkeye in Age of Ultron.
Well, actually, it was the back of my head, wasn't it? I got smacked up the back of my head. So instead of having hair, I now have a patchwork.
I do you know what I imagine it looks plaid as well.
Lovely tartan
Dodgy
pattern
Dave.
on the
you've
back
got
of your
lots-
head.
Lots
tell you
to
what.
answer for.
I was worried. I was genuinely worried for a second there. You were dead. And I would have to do
Oh
the
my
next
God.
stupid thing myself. But thankfully, you're alive. And actually, it looks pretty good. Give us a 12. Give us a 12.
Yeah, I'll get up and give you a 12. Now listen, Dodgy Dave, I've kept you alive a couple of times to see tonight.
And
Don't
do you know what?
be-
You've just got better, haven't you?
Yeah.
Then have I not paid you back? You're much better now, aren't you? See?
Oh, I tell you, Dodgy Dave, you just always have one over on me.
That's all right, mate. It's all
I never
right.
quite work out how it happens, but
And we're
I'll tell
still
you what,
no
it looks
closer to
great.
getting this gossamer.
Yeah, Lumi, the gossamer, Sweet Night gossamer, is it not here? Oh, Lumi's not talking to me now.
No.
He's upset.
But a person does come out of the shadows very, very quietly, very, very stealthily.
is she very quiet and stealthy?
Do we notice them?
You do notice them because they're walking into the beam of light from the heel illuminator.
My knife comes out.
Oh wow, Diesel Shot is raiding with a party of 5. Hey guys, thanks for coming. We're just wrapping up some electric Bastionland weirdness, and we've just stitched Simon's head shut with a big patch of fabric.
We thought I was going to die.
And
really did.
this girl that comes out of the shadows looks like an older version of one of the pasty white fingerless people. only she's got fingers and they're made out of wood and string and metal. So they've got like metal joints and wooden fingers, and the tendons seem to be made out of thread, and the toes are the same. And her fingers kind of click and clack a little bit like a loom as she comes closer, and she's weaving something between her fingers like a cat's cradle, but is making something as she comes out. And as she gets a little bit closer, you can see that she's got a full head of hair, unlike the other pasty white people, but it's not hair. It's made of some kind of wool. So she's like half person, half fabric, half loom. 1.5 people.
Hello there, miss. We were sent down here to pick up the next order of Night Suite Gossamer, but we've got turned around when some guy with 2 heads and 3 baboons attacked us.
But we did manage to save the loom.
Yeah. It was caught on fire, but I saved it.
Her throat is also this sort of loom-like thing. And her voice comes out as this very faint whisper, but you can just about hear it. You have saved the loom, so you will see where the gossamer lies. But you must defeat the spider.
Right, well, dude's got that handled. He's tough.
Yeah, I'll sort the
She
sort that out.
sits in a web above the central loom. And this girl, like, points with one of her fingers and puts it away again. She says, I am sorry for the others. We cannot fix ourselves without the tools for the device.
Right, well, maybe after we get a hold of this, of the Night Suite Gossamer, we might be able to help you and your people out a little bit. Especially if you've got any kind of clue as to how we might go about defeating this spider.
This is kind. Hang on, let me just find the right page. No, oh, there we go. I can offer you a mark if you wish.
What
That
kind
would
of
be
mark
great.
and what does it do?
There will be a change to you if you accept the mark. I can give you the mark of the weaver, the mark of the server, or the mark of the knife.
And which one is best in the situation of dealing with the spider?
That depends on how you would deal with her.
I mean, ideally, peacefully. I'm not here to squash any spiders. Now, my mum always said spiders are a sign of a healthy home, you know, because they catch flies and stuff. I don't want to damage the ecosystem down here. See, I was a chemist once, you say. I don't care about these things. So I'd like to get past.
Of galvanics and metal.
It doesn't make her any less useful.
She does defend the looms.
Exactly. So what happens if she wasn't here? Yeah, people come down here raiding all the time and stealing precious tools and materials your people need. So what's the most peaceful way we can get past this spider?
You are very wise. Perhaps you would be best served with the mark of the server.
Sure, let's go with that one.
I'm taking a step back.
Slippery Felix is like,
So as the two of
Good
you
on you,
step
Dodge.
back,
Good on you, Dodgy Dave.
this massive pair of scissors unfolds from under one of her arms, literally pops out of the fabric and flesh, and she brings it down praying mantis style on your hands.
On my hands.
Yeah, and they drop off. Plop, plop. It really hurts because she's just chopped your hands off with a big, sharp scissor blade.
No shit.
And then she takes you over to she gets hold of your forearms and sort of pulls you over to the machine.
I mean, Dave's probably in shock at this point in time. It's probably not like even registering he's being moved. He's now got stumps.
Yep. And she
Dude,
fishes
I'm
out
glad-
these 2 lumps of brass from a bucket just round the corner from where the hopper is and drops them in. And the machine starts working on your hands. And by the time it's finished, you've got these 2 brass hands. You got no damage. They're completely brass hands. With these hands, you will be able to speak to the machine. So you have the mark of the server, which means that you can now directly interface with any machine using your hands. You no longer really understand living creatures unless you're holding hands with them. So you've lost a sense of empathy for the other living things. But you can now upload yourself fully from your body into a machine by making contact with it as well.
This is interesting. An unusual sensation.
You all right there, Dodgy Dave?
Maybe I
Yes.
should get my money back from Dodgy Dave.
And Dave goes, no, don't be stupid.
Would
Lost
anybody
empathy.
else care for a mark?
I'm okay, thank you very much.
I think we're good. I think Dodgy Dave has got us handled now. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.
Yep, thanks for this. And then while nobody's looking, Dave punches the wall a little bit to see how hard he can hit a wall.
Pretty hard. Your strength hasn't improved, but it doesn't hurt your hands when you punch a wall, and you get a certain sense of understanding of the material composition of the wall when you're in contact with it.
This is great for a chemist.
Mm.
But he does get a pair of, like, somehow, don't know how, but he had a pair of gloves. He just puts a pair of gloves over the top of him for now, because he's still a little bit freaked out by the fact that he has now brass hands.
Hey, Brass Dave.
That's still Dodgy Dave to you, Felix.
Just kidding, Dodgy. All right, so you can go talk to that spider. We can get this gossamer sweet and get the heck out of Dodge or the underlooms.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I feel like we ain't been paid enough for this.
Can I look around to see if Ethel and her crew have caught up with us?
No, they have. They haven't even tried to.
Okay.
They've kept to their job, which was guarding the entrance.
Let's
Alright,
get up
fine.
there, chat with this spider, and get out of here.
Yeah.
Before this Mistress Cotter and her crazy group of gun-toting schoolgirls catches up with us. Or 1.5 face comes back.
Oh, yeah, with his baboons. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sound plan. Let's do that.
So you make your way up again until you're on like a middle landing over the loom floor, and you can see all of the loom floor from where you are, and you're in like a massive tank, or on top of a massive tank that doesn't seem to contain any liquid. It smells of fabric up here. It's like there's a big container here in the middle just for storing fabric in. And as you approach, from above in the darkness, a spider the size of a Volkswagen Beetle descends on a cable, crackling and sparking with electricity. And these
Dave's desperately trying to put his gloves off. You know when they like start folding on
the front 2 metallic legs kind of touch down first, like tink, 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 and the cable snaps off. Like,
And as that happens, like, he gets the gloves off and he like kneels on the floor and holds his hands in the air.
and the spider like has these eyes that open out and retract and zoom in and zoom out, and it clicks closer and closer to you, and it reaches out with one claw and it touches one of these brass hands.
Hello?
And this alien intelligence floods your mind. Vast, ancient. This thing might be a machine, but there's also something alien about it, as though this isn't just a machine of our world, but possibly a machine of the stars as well. And its intellect is huge and stretches a long way back.
Imagine Dave's got a little nosebleed right now.
But it's curious, because nobody's done that before. Usually they come in here with like axes and guns and start blasting.
It's because they're stupid people.
Hello?
Can you make a
Hold on.
charisma save, Dodgy Dave?
I can indeed make a charisma save, and we roll a 2 under a 14.
Nice. So it plucks from your mind the idea that you're looking for this night sweet gossamer.
It's also plucked the fact that he saved somebody.
I saved a loom.
It doesn't really care so much about the looms. The looms are sort of background to its world. The maggoty folk are sort of like food or pests to it. Its main role seems to be the hoarding and collecting of fabric. And it opens a small cabinet in its body, just in its abdomen, and reaches in with two of the legs and pulls out this thick roll of fabric so dark it seems to suck in the light, like Vanta black levels of darkness.
Is that night sweet gossamer?
And it holds it out towards you.
Take it, Dave.
Oh no! Hang on a minute, guys. Hang on a minute. Are you just gonna give this to me so that we leave? Do we need to do something in return for it? Like, I don't want to upset you. I don't want to, destroy your ecosystem and whatnot.
There's this sense of sort of curiosity and amusement coming from the spider, and then suddenly this wave of shock and anger rushes through it as well.
Ow! Ah!
And as that happens, a shot rings out and spangs off the carapace of this metal spider, and you can see a rank of 8 little girls, not little girls, 8 sort of 15-year-old girls with long rifles, 4 in front, 4 behind, and the 4 in front have all taken a knee after taking a shot, and the 4 behind are now lining up their shots to take as well.
Are they on the other side of the spider from us?
No, they're not.
Or are they
on the
behind
same
us?
spider. They've crept up behind you.
That's unfortunate.
Okay, let's do this. Now,
So we're on a gantry, right?
Yeah,
Leading
and they're
out
on the
to this?
gantry as well, just further
So-
behind you, because they've got these long rifles that have got better range.
Slippery Felix will do what he would hope to be would be an effective combat roll to the rear while he pulls his shotgun out, but it probably looks like he's just rolling down the gantry. And then when he gets close, he's going to shoot the shotgun at the floor of the gantry to try to blow a hole out from under the feet of these girls and force them to fall down into the fabric piles beneath.
Aw, what a good lad.
He doesn't want to kill no kids either.
No.
We set that boundary line.
Yeah, you did. I like
I mean, if the
it.
spider goes ahead and kills them all, I ain't got a problem with that either.
That's not our problem. But
not our problem.
They shot it first.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, they started it.
Self-defense. Yeah.
All right, so roll to hit. I'm going to increase your difficulty by 2 because you're trying to pull your blow and not hurt anybody.
I like it. That's under dexterity.
Yes, under dex for the shooting.
5 under 4 or 5 under 13. So even with a 7,
More than
that's not a
enough, yeah.
problem.
So you blow a hole. How much damage does your shotgun do?
So it's close range since I'm
So it's
shooting right there,
2d6.
and it's silent. So it's 2d6, and nobody hears a thing. So that's 4 and a 5 for 9 points of damage.
Yowza, yeah. You blow a hole in the gantry, and the the middle 4 of the girls all kind of fall through, leaving the 2 on the outskirts of the gantry to sort of clutch hold of the gantry itself and avoid falling. But yeah, 4 of them fall down into
Still connected to the spider, right?
the fabric. Yes.
I'm like, see, look, me and my friends, my associates here, we're not here to harm you. We want to protect you and whatnot. We just want a nice, sweet gossamer. And if we take that, they will leave this place as well. They'll follow us.
Fair. Right. Simon, make a dex save to see who's going first out of you and the headmistress.
11.
But what's your dex?
9.
She is going first then. Right, so she's going to roll to hit you, which she does. She pulls out a blunderbuss and just opens fire, and this fires out little bits of metal, screws, chips, coins, what have you. 5 points of damage.
Okay. So that's 2 off my strength.
Yes,
strength's now
and then you need to make a check to see if it is a critical.
Was that to roll under my new strength or my old strength?
Under your new strength.
Okay, I got 7, that's fine.
Okay, so it's not a critical hit.
No.
So you are still able to act.
Yes.
Now this is a fully grown, more than fully grown. She's about 7 feet tall, covered in scaly skin. She's still dressed as a schoolmistress with straw boater and everything, but her skin is completely covered in thick scales. She's got this long reptilian tongue, and she kind of hisses at you after blasting you with this blunderbuss. What do you want to do?
I shall step towards her. Oh, my love, I have searched for you for so long, and now I have found you. And I shall step towards her. I shall put my hand on my heart. How can you hurt me so? I have searched so long. I have come to help you. And I shall step towards her again, and I shall throw down your arms.
She's
Come,
looking
embrace
really
me.
confused now. She's not throwing down the blunderbuss, but it takes a couple of minutes for one of these things to reload, so you've got that on your side.
Yeah.
But she's not reloading it either, because she's... What? I just shot you?
How can you have done all of this on your own without the support of a man who loves you? And I shall step... And basically, I'll do this until I get right up close to her, and then just push off the gantry.
Can you make a charisma save to see if you can bamboozle her?
At 2. She's done.
She is absolutely bamboozled. Right, so roll to shove her off the gantry.
Yeah.
I think that's a strength one, though.
Yeah, that's fine. I got 9, and I will kiss her just as I push her. Just
All right, I'll give you a +2
by.
for kissing her as you shove her off the gantry.
I didn't need it. I got 9. I was okay. It was more because
I thought your strength was down to 7.
No. My strength was 13
Ah.
and went down by 2 to 11.
Okay, all is good. So you didn't need it.
No, I didn't need it, but I didn't
You
want
go in to kiss her, you give her a little peck, and then shove her off the gantry.
I didn't want her to be left with nothing from the episode, you know.
And she falls almost in slow motion, eyes wide on the sides of her head as she plummets backwards into this huge circular warehouse full of rolled up fabric.
So I've got a blunderbuss now, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Tell you what, dude, you're a class act.
Actually, no, you haven't got a blunderbuss now. What you've got is a sword gun. You thought it was a blunderbuss at first.
Okay. Yeah.
But that's just what she loaded it with. It's a sword gun. You can load this thing with swords and shoot them at people.
Well, that sounds awesome.
So it's a ranged melee weapon that does D8 points of damage, but it costs a sword every time you want to use it.
Yeah.
Well, Dave, dude, looks like it's time to go collect our cash.
And the other 4 girls are starting to try and work out how they can make their way down to the headmistress and the ones that are trapped down below.
Hey, girls,
can I just
listen, take some advice. Just drop and roll. You'll be fine.
They're kind of looking at the 3 of you and the 5 of them, and they do just sort of drop down into the fabric bin.
Well, that was an easy day's work.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Sure, Dave, you lost your hands, but other than that,
Yeah. I've got a bit of fabric for the back of my head.
it's a good point. Good. Everybody's got upgrades here. We're looking.
And you
good.
got blunderbuss
fact,
in the front.
Yeah.
If
I'm
you think
definitely
that
needing
since you
some
guys got
serious
the
repair.
upgrades and I did, if you want to give me more of the cash, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, all right, Felix. If anything, I should get more cash for having my damn hands cut off and having to communicate with an alien intelligent spider.
Yeah.
How
And
about
getting
this?
a nightmare gossamer.
How about this? We leave the split as it is, and our
Yeah.
next job, we go talk to machines with your crazy hands. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
it
a
certainly
win-win.
opens up some more avenues of work, doesn't it?
That's indeed.
Yeah. Or we
So
could
the
just chop his
spider
hands off and sell them.
hands over this bolt of night sweet gossamer into your hands.
And I touch its claw as it comes down and goes, thanks for that.
And then it kind of clicks backwards, reattaches to that dangling cable, and disappears up into the rafters again.
Well, lads, I'd say we've ridden our luck and we should get the hell out of here as quickly as humanly possible before
Yeah.
One and a Half Face or Lizard Head Mistress or some other weirdo tries to kill us.
I'm there with you.
Right, so Simon, are you going to avail yourself of some repairs again before you go?
What? No. I'll
You'll be
go-
fine. We'll go see.
I
We'll
think
see.
I will.
We'll
I
see
think
a,
I'll go
a
see
straight
proper
doc when
medic.
we get up
yeah,
there.
Yeah. I'm going to sell the blunderbuss, get myself some upgrades.
All right, so you make your way back to Pierre, the tailor.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you did want to go back to Pierre and not to the other guy.
No, Pierre.
Yeah.
We made a deal.
Yeah. You made a deal, and to be honest, we wouldn't get much work if we didn't honour our word to a point.
It's true. So you make your way back to Pierre.
Oh, sorry. When we get out, can I call Ethel and give her the blunderbuss back and just say, can you please return this for me?
Where's Headmistress Cotter?
Well, I didn't want to tell her about the mistake, but I think this might give you a fairly hefty step up the ladder, young lady.
Thank you, sir.
There you go. I didn't need the blunderbuss anyway.
Now you make your way back to Pierre's, and he receives you via the servants' entrance again. That urchin, his apprentice, is waiting for you. Like, bloody hell, you made it back.
In less than 24 hours. I think that's a 20% bonus, right, Pierre?
Yeah, good luck. Let me get Pierre for you. Right, going up to the drawing room. So you're sat in the drawing room. Pierre comes in. Ah, my friends, you have done a fantastic job.
Yeah.
I hope you have done you have done the job, have you not?
At this point in time, Dave's brass hands out. I lost my hands, Pierre. My hands. Look at them.
They don't look very lost to me.
No, they're metal. Look at. I mean, they're actually kind of cool, actually.
That looks
Anyway, that's
rather-
not the point. That's not the point, Pierre. How much does this go on the black market?
What, your hand? I don't
No.
know. You could probably get quite a lot for that much
The
brass.
gossamer. Don't you play dumb with me, Pierre.
Oh, the gossamer. Well, it is the market for this stuff is kind of unique. You will probably only get. You just have to sell to a fence. You get maybe 300 to 500.
See, now that's not what I heard from a tailor. And he pulls out the black handkerchief and puts it on the table. See, I know for a fact I can get a lot more for it than that. I also know that you need this. So how about we throw some danger pay on there, because there was a crazy bunch of young teenagers led by a head teacher shooting at us to get
The
this.
anarchists?
They're not
Yeah,
anarchists. They're anarchists. Oh, I don't care who they are.
No, they weren't
And there
anarchists.
They weren't anarchists. No, they were like, what was their gang called again, guys? What was their gang called again?
I don't know. Mistress Cotter's
Deadly Ninja Children. That's what they were.
deadly ninja children.
But not
yeah.
anarchists. Okay.
No, not anarchists. But
But
there was a
they were
guy.
children. Children should pose no object to
Well, we
gentlemen
don't
such
kill
as your...
children, Pierre. So it put us in a real dangerous position. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to get paid 1,200. That's 400 for each of us. All right, so £50 extra. Call it danger pay. And getting it done for you in less than 24 hours.
You know, you drive a very hard bargain. But I think under the circumstances, let me see what I can do. Because I'm going to have to try and find the extra money.
You know, just tell old Duchess Colette, right?
That's
the one. Just tell her it was really hard to get the material and you incurred some additional costs. At the end of the day, she's a duchess.
You mean pass the costs on to the client?
Of course. Don't take the cost yourself, mate. Always
You
pass
have
them
done
up the
business
ladder.
before, I see.
Well, don't call me Dodgy Dave for nothing.
Very well, let us drink to it then.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. Take the drinks out of Dennis's pay because he's his round.
No need. I have just the thing. And he pulls out a bottle of brandy and pours everybody a brandy. And you sit around in the drawing room of this tailor sipping brandy. He puts yours in like a metal tumbler rather than putting it in a like cut crystal decanter because...
We're getting used to it.
And he goes and he gets you the money and you make 400 quid a piece, including the money you've already taken.
Okay.
And he salutes you. My friends, you have done a fantastic work. I shall provide for you the best, the finest of references.
And our jackets.
And your jackets, of course. Do you have a particular colour that you would all like to share? So, to show that you are
Maybe
united.
we should finally get affiliated, you know, guys. Get our own, like,
a
you know,
team or
and if you could
guild.
line it with something that might stop blunderbusses hitting us and,
I
you know,
don't think I have anything that can stop a blunderbuss.
or slow down a knife, or, you know, because it seems like our work's getting much more dangerous these days.
Well, it is your line of work. But I shall make these jackets for you. I think something in perhaps a blue with a gold stripe.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah. Perhaps a bold stripe rather than a delicate one. Because you are
Yeah.
bold, gentlemen, no?
We are indeed, yeah. Oh, see, Pierre, I knew you were good.
Then
I
I
know
drink
you
to you,
did.
gentlemen, and your bold new jackets for your
and
bold
before
new
I-
adventures.
Before I forget, Dennis, is that £5 you gave me earlier, mate, to look after you for you, buddy?
Cheers, yeah.
He gives you back a fiver instead of
I said, we'll pan out as you clink your glasses and toast to an adventure well done. So you've got 1,200, but you're probably going to spend some of that on expenses. You've got at least £1,000 to put towards your debt. Another 9 missions like that, and you'll be in the clear.
Yay!
Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Tomorrow we've got some Cyberpunk Red. Partial posse, because Rog is at UK Gaming Expo and Jim is not available either. But me and Aaron and Pete are still going to do a run on our own in a Cyberpunk game, which sounds totally safe. But Aaron's playing a medic, so we're
We'll be
gravy.
fine. We'll be fine.
We're gravy. Everything will be okay. Right. Oh, I'm in charge of the stream, aren't I? I forgot about that.
Oh, and
Yay.
also tomorrow night we're going to be playing because Jeff
yes,
is
you're
not
doing-
available for Octoon Cthulhu, so we're going to do a one-shot of the Savage World Adventure Edition version of Pathfinder. So Savage Pathfinder tomorrow night.
And then Friday,
America.
a mystery game. It was going to be Blades in the Dark, but Josh has got to go to Edinburgh, so it's not going to be Blades in the Dark. We will see what else slots in the space. Maybe some Monster of the Week might fit in there. Otherwise, thank you very much for joining us this evening, and we bid you adieu.
Night.